As a big fan of field notes, I've accepted that only certain editions of theirs are truly fountain pen friendly. Are there any notebooks of similar size that have fountain pen friendly paper as a field notes alternative? It doesn't have to be the exact same design. Okay, so that's fair enough. So field notes, I mean, some of their stuff is very different. Like this byline is not their normal situation. It's normally a 3.5 by 5.5 notebook. And there are some alternatives to that. There aren't a lot of like one-to-one direct alternatives to that I have, because most of what we carry is European and Japanese paper. And the 3.5 by 5.5 is an American size standard, which is not that common in European and Japanese sizes. They go by the European or the other standards. So there are some alternatives. Clairefontaine and Rhodia both have smaller kind of staple bound pocket notebooks like these, which definitely kind of work. They're going to be a little bit smaller in size than a field notes would be. We do have Goulet branded notebooks which use Tomoé River paper. This is a field notes size. We actually did ones in field notes size and traveler's notebook sizes, which is a little bit different. Passport traveler's notebook sizes, so it's a little bit fatter, a little bit shorter. So to show you a difference in size there, this is actually a field note size, and this is the Clairefontaine. So Clairefontaine and Rhodia are going to be this size. Field notes is going to be this size, but very similar kind of format, right? The thing I will say about the like really fine papers like these is they're going to be very ink resistant, so they're going to have more of a tendency to have a longer dry time and smear more than your field notes will. So that's something you have to get used to. These are typically like really fast, like jotting notebook, so you have to kind of like chill out. You don't want to like write and then close it up real quick, because it's going to smear and you're going to get imprinting on the other side of the page. Unless you do a little hack that I like to do, I use a bookmark that is blotting paper. So I will cut a piece of blotting paper to fit the notebook, and I'll keep it wherever I'm writing. So that way, when I write something really quick and I have the blotting paper on the other side, I can then close it quickly. The blotting paper soaks up all the extra stuff and it doesn't smear everywhere. So kind of a neat little hack. You can do that. What else is there? Apica has, I don't have samples of all of these because we just did physical inventory and I didn't want to go yanking everything off the shelf. So I only had like what I had handy in my office, which I didn't have all these sizes of pocket notebooks handy. So the Apica has a notebook that's going to be thicker. It's kind of like a more of a bound thing. It's not quite a staple bound like this. That is going to be similar in size to this. So it's called the CD-10. I recommend you check that out. It's a just over a 4-inch by just under a 6-inch. So kind of a little bit different size. It's good paper. Clairefontaine Classic Staplebound, that's right here. And then formerly Midori, now Traveler's Company notebooks makes their passport size refills, which would be very similar in size to your field notes, and the paper is pretty decent, so you can definitely check that out. And they have some, actually, they've expanded. They used to have a lot of different options within their regular size, the taller refill, and now in the passport size, their shorter one, they have like the craft paper, and they have their light paper, which is more like a Tomoé River type paper. They actually have more of that available in their passport size now, so similar kind of format to this, but with more kind of paper variety and stuff. So you may want to check out the Traveler's Notebook. And then there's a couple other that are kind of similar in size. If you actually go to gouletpens.com, you can search under paper and click on notebooks, and then you can do a filtered search for overall size. Around the A6 size is really what you're shooting for. So there's a few different brands, a few different options and formats and stuff like that there. So that's generally the size you're going for, is that 3.5 by 5.5. So anything that we're going to have our site is going to be, I mean, Field Notes, I love the brand, but as far as paper quality, it's definitely on the less fountain pen friendly side. So pretty much any other brand you're going to go with is going to be as good or better for fountain pens than that.